Hi, and welcome to Around Campus. I'm Casey Lowe, and today we have David Dillard. He's the General Engineering Technology Advisor. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I just took the job of General Engineering Technology Advising and faculty here at the beginning of the spring semester in 2014. Before then, I taught math, developmental math. I've taught some networking classes, computer networking classes, taught some electronics classes back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and taught at Martinsville High School there for a little while, taught vocational electronics and electricity.
Oh. Well, you want to tell us about engineering technology?
Sure. I'm an engineering technology graduate. I went to school in Norfolk for electronics technology. And many people get engineering technology and engineering mixed up. Engineering technology is more hands-on, practical application, where pure engineering is it's more math intense and it's more theory involved. Typically, with an engineering technology major, they get to actually play with a lot of the equipment that they would deal with out in the world. Starting their first year with engineers, typically it's about their first 3 semesters is pure math and classwork. So there's a little difference between the two.
Sounds pretty hard.
It's not too hard.
Oh. What are some specializations in engineering technology?
Well, just like engineering, you've got computer engineering technology, chemical engineering technology. We do general engineering technology, which kind of covers a couple of specializations. It's a mechatronics focus, and so that kind of covers a couple of different fields of engineering.
What are mechatronics?
Mechatronics is used to be called computer integrated manufacturing and robotics. And so what it does is it takes mechanized devices, hydraulics, pneumatics, and they're controlled by computers and electronics, thus named mechatronics.
Wow. Mm-hmm. What are some career paths with a degree in engineering technology?
Depending on what you go into, like now, mechatronics is pretty popular. Because you find that in any field that you go into, any job you go into that has any automated process. Of course, they have a lot of automation in manufacturing, but if you look at subway systems, the people that work on those systems, some of those transports are not manned by anybody; they just kind of run automatically. Mm-hmm. That's a very large example of what mechatronics is all about. I'm sure you've been to places like Carowinds and King's Dominion, where roller coasters are ran by these systems that you would refer to as sort of mechatronics. So it goes beyond just a manufacturing process. But so there are many different careers you could go into with mechatronics. With some of the other careers, chemical engineering technology, electronics engineering technology, civil engineering technology. What you're primarily doing is your hands on the ground or feet on the ground doing the work in the field that may have been designed or thought up of by an engineer or someone else. And so you actually go out and make it work and maintain it.
Oh. What's the difference between a 2-year and a 4-year degree?
Well, if you're in engineering technology with a 2-year degree, it's designed for you to go to work right out of a 2-year degree program, where some programs, which aren't bad, are more or less designed for you to move on to a 4-year program. So like people majoring in general studies, they're probably going to transfer and focus in on whatever their specialization is.
Right.
With most technology, applied science fields here at a community college, once you finish your 2 years, you can go to work or transfer. Typically, someone that gets a 2-year degree in engineering technology, they would be referred to as a technician or operator right out of a two-year degree program. If you get a four-year degree program in engineering technology, you're a technologist. And so then you begin to move up into the management of things or whatever you're involved with, whatever job you're doing. So another big difference in a two-year degree and a four-year degree, of course, is how much money you make.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you make more with a four-year degree than you would with a two-year degree, typically starting out.
Why is it good to start at a community college?
Well, there are a number of reasons. I have a son. We just talked about my son, David. He went straight off to a four-year school. And the cost is, it's very expensive for 4 years at a four-year university when you could do the first 2 years at a community college and save a lot of money, particularly like on food and where you live. Because if you go off to school, you got to pay for dorms or housing, and you're usually making your own meals, or you got some kind of meal plan. It gets expensive. Another reason I would advise going to a two-year school first, whether you're going into an engineering technology field with the intent of getting a job, or if you're going into general studies with plans to transfer, is it gives you, if you're right out of high school, it gives you time to mature. You know, I went here first, here at Patrick Henry. I'm a graduate. I graduated way back when, before I transferred to get my four-year degree and eventually my graduate degree. But those 2 years were so important to me. I think if I would have went off right out of high school,
You had more trouble.
I would have had a lot of trouble, adjusting. So 2 years to mature is good.
That's good. And I think we're going to close. This is Around Campus, and we had David Dillard.
Thanks for having me, Casey.
Thank you. I'll see you around campus.